Here with North Texas head coach Seth Littrell. Coach, these conference media days are kind of the unofficial start to the season. Like, where do you kind of sit in terms of optimism going into this year?
I'm really excited about our group. I think they've worked extremely hard this offseason. Got a lot of new faces in, and the culture hadn't changed. It's gotten better, which is a testament to the guys that have been on the team and our leadership. I think our culture is as good as it's been. So, we got talent, we got a great staff, and that's, a big part of it. Now it's just about going out there and competing in fall camp, making sure we stay healthy will be big for us in fall camp. And, because we got obviously a really tough opponent and on the road with UTEP week 0. So excited to get back, get with these guys. They've, like I said, they've had an unbelievable summer. I'm really excited to go out there and compete with this group.
Every year kind of starts over, right? But, what can y'all carry over from that 5-game winning streak to end last season that can kind of jumpstart or build some belief or momentum or whatever you want to call it for this year?
Well, I think, we had to change our identity kind of throughout the season with just all the different ups and downs and adversity we faced and then injuries. And so being a physical football team, playing complementary football in all 3 phases has been big. That's why we won. The games down the stretch, the mentality it takes to take it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, block out the outside noise with distractions. Because whether you're winning or losing, there's always going to be outside distractions. And so they've done a good job. I think, it was frustrating this past season at times, but I think with some of that adversity and some of those frustrations, I really think it's going to really help this team this fall. A lot of these guys are back from last year. They've seen what it looks like. And we had a lot of guys that got a ton of reps that are experienced football players now. With the guys coming back from injury, we should have a lot of depth. The biggest thing is staying healthy and making sure we're consistent on a weekly basis.
Are the injury things, is that just dumb luck, or are there things that you can kind of address? Like, as a coaching staff in the offseason, how do you go about kind of answering some of those questions?
You definitely have to address it and look at all aspects of it. What we're doing in our season workouts, what we're doing with practice schedules, what we're doing in the off season, summer, and so a lot goes into it. And you obviously as the head coach, you have to really look throughout the entire program and make sure you're doing the right things, especially putting your guys in the right situations to be successful. And so we've definitely done that, but a lot of it, as you see, sometimes there's going to be plays throughout a game. This is football. It's a physical sport, and those injuries are going to happen throughout the year. Hopefully you can just minimize them. And last year just hit us pretty good. And so whether it's luck, I know we've had to adapt and adjust and change some things we've done, within our schedule to make sure that these guys are getting to Saturday healthy. And so, but again, we've addressed it. We've put a lot of work into it, and hopefully this fall, the biggest thing, God willing, we can stay healthy.
You brought in 3 new quarterbacks to that quarterback room. We're going to have 5 guys competing there. Kind of what are you looking for? What's the criteria in terms of finding a guy and going like, I trust that guy for week 0? Consistency
is the biggest thing. You got to be consistent on a weekly basis. You have to have good leadership. And understand just all you have to do is manage the game. Your job is to get the ball to our playmakers. You don't have to win any game by yourself. There's 2 other phases other than offense that can help you win a game, and there's a lot of guys on offense that we have playmakers that they can do the job too. So it's not all on the quarterback. We all got to do it together as a football team, and that's, I think, down the stretch again last year, what we did the last 5-6 games helped us win.
I was talking to your tight end, Jake Roberts, earlier. Asked him if anybody could wrestle with you, right? If anybody was gutsy enough to wrestle with you. Who would be the best wrestler on the North Texas football team right now? Who are you picking in like a 64-man challenge or whatever?
As a player?
Yeah.
Because on the staff is Zach Womack, and that's
Okay.
our strength coach, and it's by far and away.
Well, that's not fair. He's a strength coach.
No, and he'll take anybody, including the players. But on the team, I would say Rob Brown. Big Rod he's a big dude, strong, physical, and he wrestled in high school. So he's extremely powerful. So I wouldn't want to mix it up with him.
Jokes aside, like how much does wrestling kind of translate into football? Like how much of a skill, or do you like kind of recruiting guys with that background?
Absolutely. I think just the mindset. As a wrestler, going out there and being on a mat by yourself with no one there to help, against an opponent, and either you win or you lose. And if you lose, you got to look yourself in the mirror and figure out why. That's not a team. And so I think that aspect, it teaches you to be mentally tough, but just the balance, the leverage, the physicality of the sport, I think does. It translates to football. It helped me as a football player, and I think the guys that I've recruited that have come in who have wrestling backgrounds, I think they do very well.
All right, Coach. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.